That was incredible, Snugooey. I've never seen a Pokemon recover from full decapitation like that.
Snug?
Yeah, shame about Razbert, but at least I get to see what training as Zip is like now.
No.
You'll get plenty of sleep once you're back with Sam.
No.
Well, back to base, I guess. A call? What now?
Snugooey sure is great, ain't it? That's why we gave it a high quality and super squishy plush that took almost a year of work to get just right. And now you can order them on Gnoggin.net. We're turning the proceeds right around into commissioning more art and making more awesome content like this. It is the best way to support us, and we ship worldwide, so please check it out with the link below.
How do they know you're with me? Ugh, dang telemarketers. How's their signal so good? And another call. Auburn, we've picked up strange energy signatures in the old GR district about 40 kilometers. So on your way back. Should be able to handle it on your own. Just be aware there's no backup for you. Stay on Route 205. The Dragonite attack. Sorry to pin this on you during your first solo mission outside, but I think you and Drill are ready. Make me proud. Over. Yes, sir. Nothing too out of the ordinary, huh, Drill? Wait, that's strange. The energy reading. The scanner has no idea what type to associate with it. But that's a pretty concerningly large reading. And it's heading right for us. Get ready, Drill! What was that? What was that? A Charizard? I thought they all went extinct. Well, something was definitely wrong with it, though. Yeah, no way of tracking it. I guess it's still back to base to file some reports.
Ryprat.
Oh, it's kinda cute. Go ahead and hit it, Drill. Oh.
Ryprat is both sides of the rat life coin. A gross, dark type sewer rat, and an immaculately clean, electric normal type fancy rat. A lab rat even. A lab rat with experiments going on, hence the little light bulb tail. When in its disheveled form, the light bulb on the end of its tail is broken and its body thins out and becomes partially skeletal. There's no flesh around its midsection at all. It's like a zombie rat. And if not for its dead, wire-like spine, it'd fall to pieces. This form is temporary, though, but both are. When its composed form is hit by an attack, it becomes disheveled, and after its disheveled form uses its signature move, Thumb Bite, it turns back into its composed form. Sorry about that. Now, once again, it is a clean, nice, and quite dapper rat. A fancy rat. Until it gets hit again. This rat is based on the main character from the classic and iconic book, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where the doctor invents a chemical concoction that makes him transform into Mr. Hyde, who contains all of the meaner and darker parts of Jekyll's personality and his urges, thus keeping them contained As long as he doesn't transform, everything's fine. And also, the needless Y's in Jekyll and Hyde are why Ryprat has the Y in its name, and that's also why its name sounds like two distinct syllables, Ryprat. It further reflects their split personality. Rip even has a double meaning. The dapper and composed form is like a fancy gentleman with a top hat, monocle, and an upturned nose. It's rich, a fancy businessman. Always making good business deals for itself. It will rip you off. And then its gross, disheveled form will just literally rip you. It craves violence. The move Thumb Bite has a double meaning too, and changes completely based on which form Ryprat is in. Thumb Bite is a status-changing move when in its dapper form. It bites its thumb at the opponent, which is the classical equivalent of flipping someone off today. This angers and taunts the opponent, meaning they can only use attacking moves and only on itself, forcing the dapperette to be hit next turn. And then, when disheveled, Thumb Bite is more literal. It wants to bite you, maybe even jam its sharp thumbs into you, maybe even bite your thumbs. It's a pretty strong dark-type move that causes poison, but if the opponent already has a status condition, the power of the move is doubled. There's some great strategy to be had here, as they also learn plenty of electric-type paralysis-inducing moves, and also Ryprat has a pre-evolution. It evolves from Witwat, or Witwat. Both pronunciations are acceptable. It's a whittle baby wat. Baby speak for wat, for rat. And its electric bulb head is a whole watt, a measurement of electricity. And it lights up whenever it's thinking hard. The light bulb idea trope, you see. This baby rat has wit. Very smart, very cute. A little pinky. They just keep coming. And so is another guard?
Oh yeah!
Thanks for the assist, Agangi.
It's not like I wanted to, but orders are orders. And you know I can't help but show off.
I thought the rest of the guards were recovering.
Oh, we were, but that can't keep us down. We're the fastest of the guards, and Commander Cole knows it. Anyway, hop onto Salamence, but try not to stink him up. There's a bit of a situation back in Neo K with the USURP.
Alright. Ain't Agangi great? His name is literally the Korean name for Bagon, which means baby dinosaur. He's an unfriendly rival of sorts to Auburn, and while he exudes a tough exterior, he is kind of a big baby, but also kind of a babe. The fastest of the guards is also the hottest. According to some, he loves his looks, a full-on K-pop boy band supermodel pretty boy type, and he often finds himself on the front page of guard fan pages, which he also set up. Good ol' Agangi. His parents were Cataclysm refugees from a region to the west of Kanto, and this is a story most people in Neo Kanto City can relate to. Sam's parents were from a region to the southwest, and her full name reflects that, Sampaguita, named after the national flower of the Philippines. And even a young Commander Cole himself came from Kalos to help defend Kanto after Kalos was lost. And his assistant, Watson Jr. IV, and he has roots in Hoenn. And Professor Lilith, her mother founded the USURP, the Ultraspace Universal Research Platoon in Alola. Never before have so many people from all over the world lived in one singular area, which is also very fitting of cyberpunk tropes.
I have finally arrived, having once again saved this one from certain doom.
Oh, good to see you boys. You're just in time. I was just explaining a recent development. As you know, we've been searching ultraspace for a safe and resource-abundant world to move everyone into, and there's still no luck in that department. However, during our most recent expedition, an undiscovered ultra beast crossed over.
Well, damn, should have had me there.
And not just one either, several. We did manage to capture one, so we know what they are capable of. And for the foreseeable future, you all will need to track down and capture as many as possible.
I'm sure we can handle it.
I certainly hope so. Let me show you.
is Doppv, or Doppv for short. A small and untyped being from ultraspace made entirely out of energy. It resembles an early embryo, perhaps a cat-like creature, and it enters computers to feed and wreak havoc. It is capable of rapidly transmitting itself across internet lines and projecting itself anywhere a screen or projector is located. This troublemaker is no stranger to playing games just to mess with people, and now they are loose across a fully connected smart city the size of an entire region. The name comes from doppelganger, as they can form holograms around themselves as they pretend to be other Pokemon entirely. Only after being hit will the illusion be broken. The V at the end of its name is both to reflect a television, TV, but also to make its name sort of sound like TV static, as there is always a faint sound of TV static when they're out and about in reality. The whole name also almost sounds like turning on an old TV.
And to make matters worse, they have a mischievous nature. They will purposely go out of their way to make your lives difficult by playing tricks on you.
Of course. They will be no match. I'll catch more than the rest of you combined with my unmatched speed. Let's go.
I really hate that guy.
Alright, with this we should be able to initiate the final stage of Project 96. I'm glad you found those last few Zygarde cells.
Don't mention it, Gramps.
Still a shame 4 of the original cells died, but thanks to Pop's cloning tech, we should still be able to complete an entire Zygarde.
True. I don't know, though. I worry. Remember what happened to Lysandre? What if it doesn't listen to us?
It should. We share the same goals after all. Destroy the source of the mist outside, causing the rabid Pokemon, and restore the ecosystem outside. That's its duty, and it should uphold it. But, just in case, that's why we're putting these chips in the cells. They gave us total control of the Bobugs we tested them on. In theory, they should work here too.
This is Bobug, a fairly popular mon in Neo Kanto due to their soft bodies and small size. They are based on tiny little mites, and thus are bug type. And they are very resilient, able to smack into things and even explode buggy goop all over with self-destruct moves, and they recover okay, eventually. You just gotta refill that juice. Its signature ability is Burstable, which allows it to use self-destruct moves and remain on 1 HP afterwards. They resemble little boba balls in boba tea, quite the popular drink in Neo Kanto, and they group up and ride around on the backs of their evolution. Carryon, who carries them on their backs and is based on a carrion beetle, named that because they eat carrion corpses. Carrion beetles have similar patterns on their bodies, which I thought resembles tiger spice chai or other fancy tea drinks that you can put boba balls in. And best of all, carrion beetles have a symbiotic relationship with these mites that they carry around. These mites get a free ride to their next food source, maggot larvae on the corpses that the beetle is already going to anyway. And the carrion beetle gets less competition for the food because these mites eat the competition before they can even turn into the competition. They eat the larva. How gross! So we made it cute here instead. Carryon will sometimes use its sticky antenna to grab a Bobug off its back and catapult it onto an opponent where it will explode. This is its signature move, Bobazooka, a special bug-type attack that damages all opponents in an explosion and slows them down too, as they get covered in sticky bug gut juice. And of course, the little Bobugs are perfectly fine, they just gotta refill with juice. Upon evolving, Bobugs do carry over their burstable ability, as now all of the Bobugs on its back can self-destruct and leave Carryon with 1 HP. I love these little buggers, so cute.
I hope you're right. I just have a bad feeling about this. So, this dragon-type expert is the owner of Club Dragon Heights?
Yeah, and considering she's got eyes and ears all over Neo K, I assume she'll know something, or at least someone who can help me track that Charizard down.
Well, if it isn't the gods, Auburn and Sam, how is it going? You don't actually have to answer that. It's just a formality. I already know the gist. And I hear you're about to be promoted, Auburn. Well, the one thing I'm not so sure about is why you're coming to me.
Straight to the point, I'm looking for this.
A Charizard. A Mega Charizard.
Mega evolution still works?
It shouldn't. I've analyzed all I can, but given the location and the direction it's flying, you could check out this known dragon cave from the old world.
Right outside the Goldenrod ruins.
You should arrive at midnight while it's sleeping. And take my Chimecho with you. She has a knack for finding things like this. And be sure to catch as many Pokemon as you can on the way. You'll need all the help you can get.
Neo Chimecho came about during the Cataclysm. Furin, the style of Japanese wind chime that Chimecho is based on, are used on porches to ward away evil spirits. And during and immediately after the Cataclysm, the few Chimecho not to turn rabid had a lot of evil spirits of sorts to ward away. They were determined to keep the rabid Pokemon back from the buildings they were protecting, and only the strongest and biggest survived. And on those survivors, the red mist that's everywhere outside making wild Pokemon mad had also infused into their DNA, unlocking a hidden ability to manipulate raw infinity energy. It granted them the dragon type on top of their psychic, and their bodies grew tremendously. Now, it uses its new type to whip up dragon flames around itself, and uses its psychic type to then create a strong wind, which forces the draconic flames towards its enemies. A cleansing fire.
Shine, shine.